What's up, everybody? It's K4K Crypto here. Let me move this mic a little closer. I'm gonna break down how to buy and sell pTGC and UFO in this video. Just quick and easy. So first, you're gonna want to go to app.pulsex.com, and also later in the video, I'm gonna talk about UFO and the farms, which you might want to listen in for at the end of the video. But once you're at app.pulsex.com, you just click on pulsex.mypinata.cloud, and that'll take you to here. And you just connect your wallet. Make sure you got your password in for your MetaMask and stuff. If you haven't done that already, then you connect it, select it. It's already selected. All you do is you search for pTGC. There it is. Add it to MetaMask. You click this little MetaMask button, and it'll add the token to your wallet. Then all you need to do is you decide how much. You might do 10 million pulse. And I think just like a week ago or so, $300 was like a dolphin position inside of pTGC. So it's still super early, guys. The price just keeps going up. Um, but never financial advice on this channel, just letting you guys know that it's still under $20 million market cap. And UFO is like under $4 million market cap, and it's amazing. So, the next thing to do after you've selected what you're going to trade is you have to change the slippage because it's a tax token, and the tax on pTGC is 5%. So, we want to set this slippage to above 5%. So, 6% should do it. And it's fine if it says it may be front run, that's fine. So once you do that, that's good. You'll see these other options in here. Customize routing is what you want to click on. And for pTGC, you don't want to use V2, you just want to use V1. And I've also found that if you go into here, multi-hops sometimes gives you more of a deal. Like it'll give you slightly more tokens, so you can try that. Um, but if you're having failed transactions, just turn off multi-hops as well. Should just see V1, and then you just hit trade here. You might have to approve the tokens first. So you approve both tokens, and then you're able to swap. And you just approve it in your MetaMask or on your Trezor or your Ledger if you're using those. Now for UFO, all you do is you type in UFO. It's got the icon and everything here. It's legit. And you're gonna see that it looks like you get way like nothing, 0.1 cent. If you see that, that's because this most of its liquidity is actually in V2, so not V1, and we want to set the slippage to 7 for this one. Then you click on customize routing and switch it to V2. You can I've heard that some people have left on all the tabs and it works fine, but I just want to leave it with V2 because that's where most of the liquidity is for UFO. And then we can look, oh, there we go. It looks like we're getting most of our money. You can tell by the dollar amount, you're only losing $2 there, plus the 6% tax it'll have. And you can add it to your MetaMask with this MetaMask button, which is super handy. Approve each token, and then you just hit swap and you're done. And that's how you get your token. So for UFO, you'll constantly be earning more UFO into your wallet just by holding it. You get 1% of the fees of the 6% come back into your wallet, which is amazing. And pTGC also pays you a percentage of its transaction fees into your wallet in pTGC. But you can also stake your pTGC and earn twice as many rewards. So you can do that on the main pTGC website. Now, if you want to learn more about pTGC, I did a whole video on that just yesterday. So check that one out. It's like the best crypto on pulsechain right now, possibly in all of crypto, because I've never seen any other token distribute rewards from fees like this to support the ecosystem, and no founder tax, nothing like that. It's all 100% back into the community, Um, Super powerful, super innovative. Now we're going to talk about the UFO token today. There's 6% buy and sell and transfer tax. Now, how is it split up? Um, UFO uses 3% of the 6%, so a large chunk, 50% of the fee goes into the farm. So there's actually a farm where you can supply liquidity on PulseX, so the most trusted DEX on PulseChain. You can actually join these farms using Richard Heart tickers. Let me go there for a second here. So you, I wouldn't recommend joining the UFO pTGC pool because you pay tax on the pTGC whenever you join. But with the other pools, UFO with Hex, UFO with Hex from Ethereum, UFO and Ink, UFO PulseX, UFO Pulse, UFO DAI, that's Pulse DAI. If you supply liquidity into these pools, you get what's called UFO shares. Based on like the total amount of UFO that you put into the pool, you actually earn rewards based on 3% of the 6% tax that is applied to this whole web of liquidity. So it doesn't matter which pool you join, which is super awesome and innovative. You actually get a share of all of the volume from all of this liquidity from these 7 pools. It's based on how many UFO you have in the pools, not your PLP tokens, or if you own like 1% of one of these big pools, um, you're actually earning based on the whole system at once as opposed to individual pools, which is pretty awesome. So you kind of just decide which token, like you might already have PulseX in your wallet and it's just sitting there. It's not earning you anything. You might have Pulse in your wallet and it's sitting there and not earning you anything. You might have Hex from Ethereum. There's most people aren't restaking Hex on Ethereum, so they just have a bunch of Hex over there. They can bring it here, bridge it in, which actually adds value to Pulse Chain and in an overall way because you're adding more value to the chain. And by adding liquidity, you're actually able to earn fees on your Hex from Ethereum. So you're actually able to earn APY on something that's not staking your Hex, but you can actually earn it in these pools. The UFO token address is also down here at the bottom. Let me go back to the distribution. So that's where the 3%, 50% of the 6% tax goes to, is back to the liquidity providers for those pools. What's crazy is as the liquidity web grows, those arbitrage bots have to move more money, which causes more volume, which causes more buy and burns of the token, more fees to be distributed. So you're actually like adding to this ever increasing web that the bigger it gets, the more money it can make you. So it's kind of like it's like a snowball effect. And snowball effect means when like you it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and doing more and more, not diminishing over time. And so we're kind of still in this early infancy phase where it's like, all right, it's actually pumping pretty well. Like UFO's up a lot today, the Grays currency's up a lot today, and it's at all-time highs. Everything else is like down in the red. But this coin doesn't care. It's just making fees off of the market going up or down, and then paying it back to singular tokens. And so this is just a powerful way to allow the community to add liquidity to these coins that they like at the bottom of Pulse Chain, at the bottom of PulseX, at the bottom of Ink. And so whenever we're tying liquidity to those tokens, when they run up, we run up because we're tied in the liquidity pairs with them. And you're getting paid in Pulse. I don't know if I said that this whole time. I should have said that at the beginning. But you're actually getting paid out in Pulse for your liquidity position. And you don't actually get diluted in your UFO pools over time. Your yield doesn't get diluted. Like you won't have impermanent. You will have impermanent loss at a certain point. but not in your rewards that you're earning. The rewards that you're earning in Pulse is based on how much initial UFO that you put into the pool. And as UFO goes up in price, people have a harder time getting a hold of UFO. And so you still have your UFO working for you at these lower levels, and it's able to pay you out based on your UFO. Even if you've lost most of your UFO in that liquidity pool due to impermanent loss because of all the price gain, that's fine because you're actually still earning based on your UFO shares, which didn't get diminished or taken away during your insane run up on UFO. So let me talk a little bit about the other percentages. So 1% is rewarded to holders of UFO. So if you're not even doing liquidity providing, you can just hold UFO and you'll earn 1% of the 6% fees as UFO into your wallet. And so you can experience the entire run up. It can go up, like it's only a $3 million market cap right now and has around $2.5 million of liquidity tied with it. There's nothing else in blockchain that has that type of ratio of liquidity to market cap. I've never seen anything like this before. It's the first of its kind. I've never ever seen that. That's huge ratio, huge ratio. And it just all that liquidity means that more arbitrage bots can come in and buy more stuff because the liquidity is there and then they can move more money, which means we make more fees. It's a beautiful system. Another 1% of the 6% goes to buying and burning UFO. So UFO is deflationary. There won't ever be any more. It goes down every single day. And the bigger we build this liquidity web, the more money that has to be moved around, the more buy and burns that'll happen. So it could deflate at a faster rate. Now, if the price is going up, it makes it harder to deflate the currency at a faster rate, but you're not upset about that because the price is up, right? Then the last 1% goes to the mothership, goes back to pTGC. 1% will be used to buy and burn pTGC, and what we've seen so far since launch of UFO is that UFO burns more pTGC than pTGC liquidity web does for itself. So that 1% is pretty huge because there's so much volume flowing through these 7 pools of UFO and all the Richard Heart tickers. So that's just amazing. Let's take a look at the greatest currency price in Pulse. It's up and to the right, still doing new all-time highs today. Same with UFO. UFO just crossed another amazing landmark here. We're doing 11.62% up today. And it's still under $3.2 million market cap. You can get like a shark position for relatively cheap in this ecosystem. And a deflationary currency that has $2.5 million of liquidity spread out amongst all the pools. Even just this one is almost 500K against Pulse. So like another thing to think about is that these tokens, UFO and pTGC, they are volume and volatility based tokens. Their utility comes from they're earning money based on the volatility and volume of the chain, because as things go up and down, the arbitrage bots are fixing the prices, and so they're paying the taxes to the system, and that just all flows back into 1 or 2 tokens. And so whenever that's happening, where was I going with that? There's lots of value that flows back into the tokens, and this is important because at these lower levels, it's buying and burning more and more tokens. And so you see a lot of the supply is being bought and burned up. This is when Pulse Chain is at its all-time low of volume and volatility. So if this coin can go up and to the right during the lowest volume, the lowest volatility, what do you think it'll do when it's doing all-time high volume, all-time high volatility? Prices swinging 20% that day, 10% this day, 30% for this coin. what do you think's gonna happen to this machine? The machine gobbles that up and it sends more value back to the machine, more value back to the mothership. Um, so we've been stair step. It's like going up. The founder was saying this, that it's like going up a down escalator. So Pulse Chain is bringing us down, but we're still going up. We're still going up. Now, whenever Pulse Chain starts going up, that down escalator turns into an up escalator, and we're still walking up the escalator. So we're actually slingshotted faster up whenever Pulse Chain turns around. And so we're at like the bottom of Pulse Chain, the bottom of PulseX, and so this is just an amazing opportunity, I think, at the bottom to scoop up something that's been doing extremely well versus Pulse Chain. Like it's outperformed it since inception. Really, it's just been the best token to hold. If you haven't been holding it, you've kind of been missing out. You're like losing in buy power of Pulse versus pTGC. You can buy less pTGC with your Pulse every day. Is kind of what it's been. So yeah, this is Pulse Chain, just constant down pressure, but pTGC does not seem to care about that. It's able to make X's without the chain doing well. So without Richard Hart injecting hundreds of millions of dollars, we're still making new all-time highs. And I know it's hard for people to hear, um, even from someone who, wow, but teddy bear's up 46%. Okay. It's hard to shift your bags around, especially when it feels like you're down and you don't want to sell. Um, but when you just see how well this has been performing for months and months and months with no failures, it's just been under the radar for a lot of people, and a lot of people just want to hold on to their maxi bags and never sell. Well, there's a way you can kind of do both, where you can branch out and stop or start to use your coins to earn you more yield, and that's through the liquidity pools. So if you already have Hex and it's just sitting in your wallet not earning you anything, you can pool your Hex here and you can start earning pulse rewards based on your UFO in the pool with your Hex. You can also do it with your Hex from Ethereum, which if you have it over here on Pulse Chain, you can't actually stake it. You can only stake it whenever you have Hex from Ethereum on Ethereum. So you could actually bridge over all your Hex from Ethereum and you could pool it with UFO and you're good to go. And another thing is all of this liquidity is in PulseX V2. The way you join it is you go to UFO liquidity pools. Oh yeah, we were just there. And whenever you add liquidity, that's how you at the same time stake your tokens, even though the tokens actually stay in your wallet. This doesn't take control of your coins at all. You have full control the whole time. Um, just remember to claim your rewards before you remove from the pool. I heard that you give up your rewards if you haven't claimed them and you withdraw. So make sure you claim your rewards before withdrawing liquidity. Just a pro tip there. I think I've talked about most of what I wanted to share. Let me check my notes real quick. More liquidity, more money, more ARB bots, more volume, more buy and burns for UFO and pTGC. You earn pulse rewards with your RH tickers inside the PulseX decks, which we all trust. And this all adds to the PulseX buy and burn. All this, like some people think having these other tokens detracts from the ecosystem, but it's actually enhancing the ecosystem because we have something that is going to draw eyeballs from other chains. We're getting people to bridge in more value to Pulse Chain and then supply liquidity, because liquidity is like the most important thing. If you have a chain and there's just no liquidity on it, no one wants to be there because there's not going to be any volume. There's not going to be any participation if there's not liquidity there. So this gets more liquidity out from just people just sitting on their bags. Like if you're sitting on PulseX or INC token, you're not earning any value, or unless you're in the Richard Hart farms. So you have to make that decision for yourself. Is it better to provide liquidity in the RH farms or in the UFO farms? I like getting paid out in PLS from the volume activity of the chain. I think I like making money based off of the fees of the structure, and as it just keeps snowballing out of control. Um, Unfavorable environment, success. Wait till we're in a favorable environment. Oh yeah, it's also 100x cheaper to get a dolphin position or a shark position or a squid position. These are all just names for certain percentages of total supply. And remember, these are deflationary tokens. So if you just hold your tokens over time, there's less supply. So the percentage you hold of the total supply goes up. And so you become a larger position over time. It's like your dollar cost averaging every day. But it's 100x cheaper to get a large portion of the supply compared to PulseChain. UFO, for example, is the $3.2 million market cap. PulseChain is $280 million market cap. So if you wanted to get a large portion of PulseChain, it's going to be 100x more expensive. And it's not paying you yield every day. So a shark or dolphin position is possible. Let's see. And I feel like these farms have kind of solved in a way the liquidity providing problem. A lot of people don't know how to do liquidity providing. A lot of people also don't know, like, they don't have a plan for their liquidity providing, and so they just don't want to start it. But with these pools, since it's based off of your UFO shares compared to everyone else's UFO shares, you actually can lock in your pulse earning rewards from the ecosystem. As long as you never pool your liquidity, you'll keep that high UFO amount, even if, like, you'll get the rewards that you're getting are way more and don't diminish because, well, anyway, how it works is, man, what am I gonna say here? The rewards you get won't go down just because you've lost some UFO in your liquidity position. You get to keep your share rate. That's a good way to explain it. You get to keep your share rate even if your UFO in the pool goes down, because normally you'd have less UFO because it went up in price more than the other thing, and so you'd have less there. And that is the case, but you actually get to keep earning as if you still had those old larger amounts of UFO in your wallet. Yeah. So I think I said all I wanted to say about UFO token and showed you guys how to buy it at the start. Hope you guys all have an awesome day. Aliens, we're out.